As we get closer to a vaccine, this market's increasingly dominated by one question. What's the post-COVID future going to look like? After today, we had some natural profit taking after that big rally yesterday. We had the Dow dipping 131 points, S&P backsliding 0.48%, NASDAQ edging down just 0.29%. This is a good moment to consider where we will be in 6 months because it's controlling a lot of the action we see in the stock market. So the question is, will we go back to the old normal once the pandemic is over, or will some aspects of the new normal remain? I think many of these changes will be ephemeral, but some could be permanent, real ingrained habits. And right now, Wall Street's trying to guess which is which. Remember, the market's a forecasting machine that reflects expectations about the future much more than facts about the present. That's why I always say we don't care where stocks have been, we care where they're going. So what's the market saying about the post-pandemic economy? Well, let's start with the obvious one that many missed, Peloton. I'm getting right to it. It's incredible how many smart people bet against this maker of smart exercise machines. When COVID first hit, money managers quickly figured out that their gyms and their spin classes were kaput. But a lot of short sellers still tried to crush Peloton, holding it in the 30s, assuming it was just a stationary bike with a video screen. As time went on, though, gym chain after gym chain filed for bankruptcy. Final straw 2 weeks ago, Flywheel, bankruptcy. And Peloton stock has soared to the stratosphere. The company's clearly here to stay, and it's expanding its offerings to ensure the competition stays dead. I actually know people who got in early when they still had a lot of inventory, and they brag about it. Why not? Not anymore. The verdict! The market's screaming that Peloton is the real deal. Next up, the pandemic's taught a whole new generation how to cook at home because it's not really safe to dine out. You'd think that would mean great things for the packaged food companies. And they're absolutely putting up fantastic numbers. But the stocks keep getting clobbered because the market thinks they have no post-pandemic staying power, that we're just going to go out like we used to. Witness today's beatdown with McCormick, the spice maker that we'll hear about later tonight. Do you know that investors made the same judgment about Campbell's Soup? We had them one too. Somehow, get this. Those same investors like the web, digitization. They believe that Pinterest, the virtual pinboard platform that's full of recipes, is totally real. I think the market's making a little bit of misjudgment here. We shouldn't be writing off the food stocks. When Campbell's works out the supply chain, I bet the buyers will come back. The cash flow is huge. As for McCormick, they're still not getting enough credit for Frank's hot sauce, let alone French's mustard. More on that later. But that's just my opinion, though. The market's opinion, the packaged food players, no staying power.
Don't miss a second of Mad Money. Follow @Jim Cramer on Twitter. Have a question? Tweet Cramer. #MadTweets. Send Jim an email to madmoney@cnbc.com or give us a call at 1-800-743-CNBC. Miss something? Head to madmoney.cnbc.com.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.